Advancement in Soursop and Guava cultivation was the focus of a 4-day technical training for farmers and extension officers under the Regional Agriculture Competitiveness Project, AGRICOM. That 4-day activity was the first in a series of technical training being coordinated under the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. With imparted knowledge from technical expert Dr. Abel Rebocas, emphasis was placed on the cultivation of soursop and guava, the economic importance of the crops, their genetic aspects, varieties, pruning, and fertilization. Permanent Secretary Elvis Morain urged participants to use the knowledge that they would have garnered to improve their capacity in the agronomic management of soursop and guava.
I also want to challenge the members of our staff, that is the ministry, that you are here today, not just to work with the persons who are beneficiaries of the project, but also work with all farmers, so that we can lift the quality of our experts in terms of when we go out there, what are we doing to help farmers and to support farmers. And I trust that some of the knowledge that you garner here will be able to be transferred to other areas into your work. So take this seriously.
This aspect of the AGRICOM project falls under Component 3, which seeks to build capacity in the agricultural sector. Project Coordinator Gregory Delsol explains the reasons behind the 2 chosen tree crops.
We chose soursop because over the years it has become an emerging export crop for Grenada. Many farmers have gotten into the cultivation of soursop. It is a crop where we have a unique advantage in that we are the only country that could export fresh soursop to the United States. So we believe that we could do more. We could get in better yields if our farmers in the country start to do some of the practices that were explained and were demonstrated by the good doctor. We choose guava because it's a crop that we have a bit of on the island. It's also an emerging crop. It's a crop used extensively in the local agro-processing sector. So we felt that these 2 crops were good crops to train in.
The training took on a theoretical and field aspect. Participants were brought to the farms of 2 seasoned farmers, Gregory Hagley for production of soursop and Keith Clouden for information on guava. Supervisor of Propagation Nigel Gibbs, farmer Vernie Scadu, and Extension Officer Mellisa Tyson gave an account of what they learned from the training.
When we grew soursop before and we saw it here today, I did not understand the connection between the Phytophthora and anthracnose and the level of nitrogen that is present in the plants. In fact, we learned from the training that it is a magnet for those diseases. And so now in my fertilization regime within the nursery, I now know that I have to manipulate my nitrogen input in such a way that I would not attract the unwanted disease in the Phytophthora and anthracnose, because high nitrogen content in the plant in terms of nutrient will attract the disease to that.
I learned about pruning, which I never prune. So I know how to prune now, and I know I will get good benefit from pruning. I know the difference between guava, which I used to do in between, but not a larger scale. So I have an idea of different guava. I usually use it for fruit to eat. I was on one session once, and I started to bawl. I said, no, don't trim it so, because I didn't know the benefit of when you prune, you get more fruits. So now I know, so I could cut any amount of trees now and know the benefit of it. So I don't complain again when the people come around by me to prune.
When we go to the field as extension personnel, we would share the knowledge gained, because we also did practical and theory. So the practical part was mostly with the pruning. So we did formative pruning. That is how to train your crops from young. And when it's big, you do pruning for production. So you cut in certain parts so that it would start to bear. So by transferring this knowledge to farmers, they would see an increase in their yield.
The aim of the AGRICOM project is to improve competitiveness within the agricultural sector. With 7 more technical training exercises to be held, the ministry hopes that at the end of the project, there will be at least 12 functioning productive alliances that will be contributing to the overall development of the sector.